This week, I just keep reaching for new additions to the collection, 7 fragrances that I'm loving right now. From a Louis Vuitton dupe that absolutely shocked me to a Lattafa fragrance that just might be the best in the line. Let's break down each one and how they've been wearing, starting with Sunday. This first one I think has been getting a lot of hate, specifically from YouTubers and reviewers, and I think I know why. The scent we are talking about is Prada Paradigm. Now, full disclosure, this Prada sent me this bottle and I'm appreciative of that. But one thing I always say to brands when they reach out is that you are going to get an authentic review. I am not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not being paid to talk about it, but they did send me the bottle. And I have to say, I absolutely love the scent. It's very modern, a little powdery, just the right amount of sweetness, a little bit earthy and green. There's something here that is just really appealing, mass appealing and masculine and, again, modern at the same time. Great for everyday wear, office safe, but still sophisticated enough to wear in any situation. Now, it has been getting a lot of hate, and I think the reason for that is just people piling on. One reviewer sees that maybe another reviewer with a big following had, poor things to say about the scent, and then they say that's gives them immediate sort of permission to start talking shit about the scent. And it just seems odd that most of the reviews that I've seen have been negative, and this stuff is not bad. It truly isn't. And I know a lot of you guys like this one as well. I do want to say though, my wife didn't like this one. We actually went to Great Wolf Lodge on Sunday and we were driving and maybe I sprayed too much. It is a good performer, great projector. My wife said it smelled a little too synthetic for her. It was making her nauseous. We literally had to roll down the windows. Now, with that being said, I probably oversprayed this one a little bit. I really like this one, classy, smells great. And for me, I like it a little bit more than YSL myself. I think they're direct competitors. That wasn't my favorite scent, but there's something in here that I really like. Prada Paradigm. This next one is a late 90s icon. Scent we are talking about is Givenchy Pie. And I grabbed this in a rack store pickup. Paid a little more than what you're typically going to pay for this on online discounters. I'm going to list all of these fragrances down below for you guys. This has that benzoin, vanilla, warm, airy type of vanilla, which is different than most vanillas you're going to smell these days. Just there's almost a slight mintiness to it to my nose. And then it's all sort of wrapped in this really beautiful almond note. This stuff is fantastic. The only thing that for me doesn't quite take it to the next level is that it does smell a little bit dated to me, and not necessarily in a bad way. It still feels timeless, but it's also nostalgic. So maybe it just reminds me of a certain point in my life. That can happen with fragrances. They do tend to sort of transport you to things that may have happened. Maybe it was a good time in your life. Maybe it was something you don't like to be reminded of, but nonetheless, it's still a beautiful fragrance. And for what you pay for this, I think it's still worth it. It actually has pretty strong longevity as well. I got a little over 8 hours and it projects really nicely for the first 2 or 3, and then it becomes a skin scent that lingers. Givenchy Pie. This next one actually reminds me of fruit stripe gum. I know you guys remember what I'm talking about. The scent we're talking about is Menthol Soleil de Capri. And this is a really amazing menthol fragrance. Great for summertime, really hot weather. As a matter of fact, this really performs its best when it's 90 plus. Really bright citrus, mouth-watering, white floral. So nice combination of those two things. This might lean slightly feminine for some guys, just be aware of that, but it's really long lasting for a fresher fragrance. And it's one of the best citruses that I've ever put my nose on. It has that Mediterranean summer energy to it, that musky backbone that menthols are known for. Like 10 plus hours, great projection. I mean, it checks every box. Menthol Soleil de Capri. This is that Louis Vuitton fragrance that I was telling you about. The scent we're talking about is Maison Azra's Vision. What a bottle, huh? Check out that. Can look right through. Anyways, Maison Azra's Vision. This is a dupe of Louis Vuitton's Pacific Chill. Now, I haven't smelled that fragrance, but I do know one thing. This stuff, for what you pay, is absolutely outstanding. And you don't get any of that sort of harsh Middle Eastern twang. There's just something right off the bat in the air. It smells crisp, put together, clean, very refreshing. It has this chill vibe, no pun intended. It has almost like this wellness vibe. It's sparkling citrus, really fresh, uplifting, energetic. There's just something really, really addictive in here. I think a lot of you guys are going to love this one. It's fantastic. Hot weather, daily wear, gym, casual day out. It's really going to work in all those situations. It's not one that I would necessarily reach for in the colder weather, but maybe if I'm pining after the springtime and I want to be reminded that it's not far off, this is one I can find myself reaching for in the dead of winter when I'm sick of like heavy, dense, resinous fragrances. Maison Azra's Vision. Did you know that 76% of you are not subscribed to the channel? If you're liking what you're seeing up until this point, please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. I appreciate it, and I will continue to put out the best content that I possibly can. But the next scent, this next one is luxury inspired. The scent we are talking about is Reef's Privé Platinum. Now, the first thing that stands out to me is this bottle. It's really heavy. You have really nice details on the bottle itself. The cap down here reminds me almost like a really high-end like boozy scent, and the old Brut bottle. And it has this little kind of tassel here with the, this is all like, this doesn't feel cheap. It's like really heavy. That little pendant hang, it has the R on there for Reefs. You get a really good atomizer. This is essentially a dupe of Silver Mountain Water from Creed. Now, if you know that fragrance, soapy clean, really sort of creamy metallic notes. I'm not the biggest fan of the Silver Mountain Water DNA. I like it. It's just not the first one I think of reaching for on a really hot day. I know why a lot of people do love it though for that reason. This smells more versatile than other Silver Mountain Waters that I've smelled. Something in here that makes me think less of just summer days and more into like the fall and year round, really. Again, the performance was nothing crazy. It lasted longer than I expected it to, but for other Silver Mountain Water dupes, it surprised me in performance because some of those lasted only like a few hours on me. This one lasted a little longer, about 5 or 6 hours. If you like that DNA, this one's really cheap. Reef's Privé Platinum. All right, this next scent was totally stolen from me by my wife. The scent we are talking about is Byredo's Mojave Ghost. And this has that sort of ethereal airiness to it that a lot of Byredos have, just super clean, slightly herbal. It reminds me of like a really high-end shampoo. Smells absolutely amazing on my wife. When she puts this on, I compliment her every single time. Very niche in its aesthetic, and it has this subtle elegance to it. So when you want to put this on and be noticed and smell unique without breaking necks, in a sense, you're not going to grab a ton of attention because it does project more softly. This is the one to reach for, 1000%. I mean, again, I compliment my wife every time she wears it. She loves it. She stole it from me. This is her scent now. I would also argue against people who say the performance is poor. I would say that projection is really nice. This is a sillage monster. This is one that when you pick it up at the right angle at the right time, you're going to get a whiff of someone. This one for me, it's beautiful. Byredo Mojave Ghost. Finally, on Saturday, I reached for this one. The scent we are talking about is Lattafa's Camera Ducan. Still learning the pronunciation. But this is a sort of darker, smokier, more resinous version of Camera. And I like this one more. I like this more than the OG. I still think Kawa is better than this. Kawa has that coffee note that I just find really addictive, but there's something intriguing about this one. It also really balances out the sweetness that some might think those other fragrances are a little bit too sweet. Really a warm, spicy, gourmand-leaning scent with a darker edge, and another outstanding performer. This lasted really till the next morning on my skin. I was shocked how good of a performer this was. This is ideal for fall, winter nights out. If you are a fan of Camera, definitely give this one a try. This one surprised me. This is in second place. Camera, the original, last on my list. Kawa at the top. This somewhere in the middle. Camera, ducking. That's it, guys. All 7 fragrances that I wore every single day last week. As always, let me know in the comment section down below what your weekly rotation was. I always love hearing what you guys are wearing. But if you like content like this, again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you are updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video.